I'm here in San Antonio for REITs REITwise, our 2019 Law, Accounting, and Finance Conference. Joining me today is Bob Meyer, Senior Vice President of Finance and Corporate Controller with American Tower Corporation. Bob, thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure.
Now, here at REITwise, you participated on a panel focused on data analytics and cybersecurity. What are the most important things for REITs to keep in mind when it comes to enterprise risk management?
It's a great question. So, I spent a lot of time talking to our tech people, cybersecurity and enterprise risk management folks, as well as some specialists and thought leaders in that area before I came to REITwise this year. So for us, our employees, I hate to say it, our employees present our biggest risk, and as mentioned on the panel, that was a consensus among some of the members. So training and awareness is one of the key things that people should focus on. So we spend a great deal of effort and resources in employee education just to avoid it. Often the easiest point of attack is through the employee base and phishing and that type of thing. So we spend a lot of effort, as I mentioned, educating our employees to be on the lookout for suspicious activity, how to check things, and the like. And I would say the second thing that people need to be thinking about is know your data footprint. Where are the potential vulnerabilities that you have? Know what data you have that could be exposed, as well as plans to protect that data, if you will.
Now, I know you mentioned education is obviously a big part of this, but what other steps can a REIT take to mitigate its exposure to cyber attacks?
A lot of the developers of these products, security isn't one of their at the forefront of their mind. They're thinking about, how do I make a building or a residence or anything more efficient and better accommodating to the end users. You can think about your personal life. Smart thermostats, the wireless key locks that you have on your door, all that stuff is a potential attachment point. So, knowing what those vulnerabilities are and, at least thinking about them is one of the things that you can do to mitigate that. And I'd say the other important thing to think about is, know how you're going to respond. So we have a documented response plan, so don't wait for it to happen, because it most likely will happen, but know what you're going to do when it does take place.
Now, another rising topic, and one that was discussed on the panel, is AI. How does American Tower leverage AI to make better business decisions?
On the traditional AI, I think of it in two ways. It's descriptive and predictive. So when I think about it from the American Tower perspective, in that context, we're probably still more on the predictive side, or on the descriptive side. We haven't ventured over into the predictive side too much. We have played around a little bit. So when I say descriptive, that's being able to really thoughtfully analyze and address what has historically happened. And we're getting much better at that. We've got a data warehouse and a reporting suite that allow us to slice and dice our data a number of different ways. It took us a while to get good data governance in place and be able to have that ability to be able to do so. Now, on the predictive side, we've tried a few different things to work with our clients to help understand, where we should be helping them build their network infrastructure out. But we're still playing around in that space, and we haven't truly mastered it yet. And I would say that's probably our next big initiative. And another, perspective you can have on AI is use of automation and robotics and machine learning, whatever name you want to attach to it. And we're playing a lot more in that space right now. So, I know this isn't a leasing topic, but we had to leverage a lot of that type of technology when we went through our recent lease implementation. So we had a number of paper documents that needed to be abstracted and entered into our system for data cleanup purposes and consistency. And we used, with the help of a vendor, we used machine learning to literally read all of our leases, abstract them, and come up with the key terms. And it took a few iterations for the system to learn and engage in the prompts that it needed to. But ultimately, we had a fairly high success rate. So we're seeing more and more applications of that than what your typical AI is. So I would say, for us, it's operations and efficiency and how to get the data in the system and how to teach machines to do things that people would do much quicker versus the analytics side.
Great. Bob, thank you so much for joining.
Sure.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit NAREIT's website, REIT.com.